Hey, I'm Eric. I'm making a game. That game is called the Godkiller. It is a 3D top-down puzzle-solving adventure game. And today I'm just doing a quick status update instead of a full stream. Tomorrow I'll go back to the normal streams with, responding to people chatting and stuff like that. And working for hours and hours, mumbling about what I'm doing. And yeah, I'll go back to that. But today, just 5-10 minutes, show you recent progress, do a little demo, and that'll be it. Okay, so heading back to Unity. All right, so I got real serious about finishing up these beams and everything that goes with beams. I added a whole bunch of things to them yesterday and earlier today. So I added these lights that hang from the bottoms. I added these little separators on top of the beams. The point of those is to show the player where squares start and end clearly. Because before, when I didn't have them, here's somewhere I've taken the dividers off. You couldn't really see that if you're standing here in this corner and you move east, you're going to move a certain distance into the next square. So I put those back in, and that is a compromise between aesthetics and gameplay in favor of gameplay, because I want the player to be able to predict what's going to happen when they issue a command. I also added these floorings that fill in the space between beams. I can put them in different locations, and that's a walkable area. You can walk over the top of that. And again, it's got these darker lines here I added to the texture that show here's where squares are. What else? I did a whole bunch more stuff. Let me think. What else? Oh yeah. Then I was thinking, okay, suppose you are standing on a beam and you know that there's some place north of you you'd like to get to. Well, wouldn't it be cool if you could fling and be caught by something? And so I figure I need something that's like a wall. So I made this thing here, which is gameplay-wise, it's exactly the same as the rails that I've used elsewhere. But these fit the idea that they are part of a wood construction, whereas the rails are these metal pipes, and it doesn't really make as much visual sense to use them here. So they can, they can be put down in 1x2 areas around the parts where you want to be able to catch. So if I'm on this beam, I want to go north, then I can fling over here, and I know this is not a great demo because I don't have the actual gameplay going with the full engine. I'll do that when I get back home. And then this part here will catch you. These marks here are making these diagonal beams much less worrisome to me as far as having them be clear about what you can do, because you have the boundaries of the square marked around the outside, so that's helpful. Here, let me go ahead and I'll go into play mode and we'll get a larger screen so we can see things better. I really played up the normal map on this thatch texture, or basket weave, as my wife told me it's called. And it looks good with this texture. It didn't look good when I applied it to the tile texture. I don't know exactly why. Just aesthetically, it didn't look good on the tiles, even though you'd think tiles, they should be bumpy. When I had all of those tiles just all bumping out, it looked kind of gross to me. Like it was too much for my eye to worry about. That was the feel of it to me. Okay, so then I'll try to simulate what it's like inside the game. Imagine the player is right here at the base of the ladder. She steps up onto the ladder. Now I'm going to go east. She'll walk up the ladder. An upward diagonal movement. Walking around. You can see below And I've got this idea that there'll be lights that are the same at each vertical height. So on this area of beams down here, I've got red lights shining down pretty consistently, and up here I've got blue lights shining down. So you can just eyeball different areas of the level and see, okay, those are at the same height because they're at the same coloration. My apologies to people who are colorblind, but it's just a subtle cue. What else? Then I thought I need some kind of permanent stairway that goes along with these swivel ladders. The swivel ladders you could get on one side of it. Once I get it hooked up into the game engine and write a little bit of code, you can push this ladder and it will flip around to the other side. And that'll basically give us a nice ability to make multi-state mazes. Then I wanted like something permanent. So I could have just made another ladder and maybe bolted it to the beams, but I thought, why miss an opportunity to make something new? So I made instead these wooden spiral staircases. And the way they work, and they are ready without any new code to work, is you step onto the first one, then you move along. If anybody's chatting, by the way, I can't see chat. I'm trying not to be rude about that, but I just can't see it with my current streaming setup. Okay, so then you go up around the spirals, and you reach the top. And it's nice because it's a different way to go up and down than the other two that I have. The other two ways to go up and down are the stairs that are made out of this material that match the tiles, and of course the swivel ladder that I just showed you. So I made that, and then I thought, like, wouldn't it be fun to just put a big spiral around this really tall beam, vertical beam that I created over here. And I was just kind of screwing around, and then I thought there should be like a treehouse up at the top. So I added a little area up there. I'll go up there, I'll show it to you. This is like a total throwaway junk level, but I have to play around with it a little bit, because what happens when you start designing levels is you want different pre-made parts to be able to do things with. So basically necessity is the mother of invention. If I was just creating these abstractly, I wouldn't be able to come up with the right set of prefabs or pre-made elements to populate real levels with later. This is a junk level. Okay, so I'm up in the treehouse now. I threw the dead potted plant off on the west side. Let me get the camera view where it would be in the game. So the camera view would be just under the beam here. Okay. So you'd be walking around inside of this area here. You can see as the player off to the east there's something to catch you, so you could do a fling across this space. Come over here. Bam, hit against the wall, come back out. Over here I put the bed up here. There's a treehouse with a bed. I think I might be reliving a childhood dream of just living in a treehouse. Then I'd add a little spiral stair over here too. Come up here, and yeah, it's just like the world's most dangerous playground. And it's fun for me to look at, it's fun for me to create, and I think it'll be fun to play too. So I'm real happy with this. I think it's a good addition to the game elements I had before. When I get home tomorrow, I'm going to hook it up to the game engine, and it might take me a few days to get it all hooked in. And I'll have the player-controlled character M walking around all these structures and pushing the swivel ladder around, and that'll be fun. Okay, so again, if anyone happens to be trying to chat me, particularly my buddies like Z and Digital Zombus and Plundyton, and my apologies. I cannot see your chats with my current streaming setup. Tomorrow back to normal stream, so we'll hang out. All right, so that's it for now. Stopping the stream. Talk to you later.